In the rugged heart of the American West, where law and outlaws danced a deadly waltz, the Dalton Gang emerged as one of the most notorious criminal bands of their time. This is the story of a gang that rode the fine line between legend and infamy, a tale of daring bank robberies, audacious heists, and an inevitable clash with justice. The Dalton Gang, comprised mainly of the Dalton brothers. Gratton, nicknamed Grat, Bob, Emmett, and Bill, was one of the most notorious outlaw gangs in the American West during the late 19th century. Initially, the Dalton brothers served as lawmen, with Gratton and Bob working as deputy marshals.
The official newspaper filed of the early West record many stories of famous and notorious characters of that period. Among them were the four Dalton brothers, the most feared bank.
Disillusioned by the low pay and hardships associated with their roles as lawmen, the Dalton brothers transitioned to a life of crime around 1890. The exact reasons for their switch are debated, but it's clear that economic hardship and the influence of other outlaw gangs played a role. They soon formed the Dalton Gang, with Gratton, Bob, and Emmett as the core members. Bill Dalton, another brother, was involved sporadically, focusing more on planning and less on direct action. The Dalton brothers hailed from a large family with a legacy of law enforcement. Their older brother, Frank Dalton, was a respected U.S. deputy marshal, whose death in the line of duty had a significant impact on his siblings. Initially, some of the Dalton brothers followed in Frank's footsteps. Grat and Bob Dalton served as lawmen, working as deputy marshals. However, the allure of quick wealth and the challenges of maintaining law and order in the lawless frontier led them down a different path. Their modus operandi involved meticulous planning, disguises, and swift execution, minimizing the risk of confrontation. The gang's ability to evade capture for a time added to their mystique and fearsome reputation. The Dalton Gang's criminal activities spanned a relatively short period, but were marked by bold and well-planned heists. They targeted trains and banks across Oklahoma, Kansas, and California. Their first major train robbery occurred in 1891 near Wharton, Oklahoma, where they made off with a significant sum of money. This successful heist emboldened them, leading to a series of daring robberies that increased their notoriety. The Dalton Gang's most infamous and final heist took place on October 5, 1892 in Coffeyville, Kansas. In an unprecedented move, they planned to rob two banks simultaneously, the C.M. Condon and Cumberland Bank and the First National Bank. This audacious plan, if successful, would have netted them a substantial fortune. Disguised with fake beards and wigs, the gang entered the town early in the morning. However, their disguises were not sufficient to fool the locals, who quickly recognized them. As the gang members entered the banks, word spread rapidly, and townspeople armed themselves to confront the outlaws. A fierce gunfight erupted as the gang tried to flee with the stolen money. The townspeople, led by local lawmen and armed citizens, fired upon the gang from all sides. The shootout was intense and deadly. Gratton and Bob Dalton, along with gang members Bill Power and Dick Broadwell, were killed in the melee. Emmett Dalton, despite being shot multiple times, survived but was captured. The townspeople suffered casualties as well, but their bravery and quick response thwarted the robbery.
I was wrong about the citizens of Coffeyville. When they realized that the Daltons were not just a rumor, they were ready to fight.
Some of you men get around the side street and cut them off. Come on, Bob, I'm taking you with me.
I'm too far gone. You get to the horse and start riding. Emmett, take care of her. Don't be a... Leave me. Do what I tell you.
Grat Dalton was dead. Bob, the leader of the gang, was dead. Only Emmett remained alive. October 1892 was the end of the road for the Dalton Gang. Emmett Dalton recovered from his gunshot wounds, and 5 months after the raid, he appeared before Judge J.D. McHugh and was sentenced to life imprisonment in the Kansas City Penitentiary.
How much money was in the vault?
$100,000, and the Daltons would have got every bit of it.
I'm in.
The Dalton Gang.
Show me the gold in the gag.
That's where we start.
What are we talking about?
Robbing and trading.
No one's turning against us.
They'll get over it. Looks like them Dalton boys found themselves a good payday.
How much you think you got away? Thousands.
That dope bank job you're planning tomorrow, I'm gonna need y'all to step back.
Mom was worried about you. I'm worried too.
Both banks in town being robbed at the same time.
I'm going to get what I came here for.
I just don't want to see my brothers hurt.
We just got us some money.
The Dalton Gang has been immortalized in numerous books, movies, and television shows. Their story exemplifies the lawlessness of the American frontier and the rugged determination of the people who lived there. The Coffeyville shootout, in particular, has been dramatized in various forms of media, cementing the Daltons' place in the pantheon of Wild West legends. The Dalton Gang's transition from lawmen to outlaws, their series of bold heists, and their ultimate downfall in Coffeyville provide a gripping narrative of ambition, desperation, and the relentless pursuit of justice in the American West.